What if I tell you that learning to code should never be difficult and should never be a rocket science? So people have asked me countless times, Andy, how do you put words together, put syntax together, and boom, you have a software? I'll be like, are you kidding? This is not rocket science, and people see me as a magician. I'm never one. I'm just a normal guy. Okay. Now, there is a principle to coding, and there is a trick to it. And if you don't understand this, you might not get it right, and you might learn how to code it the hard way, and you will struggle for life. Now, how do this work? There is a simple principle, which is the IO, which is input, output. That is what a computer understands, right? Now, coding, you are writing a set of instructions, right? That a computer understands, and they execute those instructions, right? They execute those instructions to perform a particular task. Now, if you input your instruction, the computer gives you an output, which is your result. Okay. Now, how does this work? Now, these instructions which you're writing to the computer, what are they? You are writing to this computer in a language. Now, believe me, if you can communicate, okay, if you can speak any language, be it English, Arabic, French, okay, if you can speak this language to someone and the person understood you and you get feedback from this person, that means you've gotten an effective communication. There is an understanding between you and the person, and what you say the person understood, and what the person said you understood. Then believe me, you can learn how to code very easily. This is the basic way to understand what you're doing. People tend not to understand what they are doing while coding. Now, let me explain better. We have programming languages. Now, what this programming language does, they help us communicate to the computer, and this computer, they understand that language. Okay, so you write to them to that language which they understand. You communicate to them, and they give you results back. Okay, now the same way that you speak English, okay, you learning English. Now that's why I said that learning how to code should never be difficult and should never be a rocket science. You are learning English, right? Now, English is a language. We have JavaScript, we have Python, we have C#. All those things are programming languages, right? So the computer does not understand the human language. They understand the programming languages, right? Then the way you learn French, the way you learn Arabic should also be the way you learn programming. It be JavaScript, Python, or C# or C++, whatever it is, right? Which are programming languages. Yeah. Okay, let's proceed. Now, this computer understands these languages the way humans understand the human languages, which can be English or French or Arabic, anyone. Okay, supposing I want to learn a new language, like supposing I'm not speaking English, right? And I want to learn English, or maybe, okay, let's say supposing I don't know how to speak French and I want to learn how to speak French, right? Now, first of all, I will understand what is good morning in French. Okay, what is good morning in French? Then if I know what is good morning in French, then I will say, okay, this is good morning in French. I learn it little by little, right? Good morning should be bonjour, right? That's French. Okay, so that's the same way you learn how to code. You say, okay, how can I declare a variable in JavaScript? You don't need to cram the language upstairs, right? You don't need to cram it. You can research, how can you declare a variable in JavaScript? And what is a variable? What is a for loop? How can I do a for loop in JavaScript? What is error exceptions? And how can I handle error exceptions? What if I communicate to this computer, I give a computer some certain instruction and it fails? What happens? Okay, these are basic communication. So if you can communicate with humans, believe me, you can communicate with computers and you can learn how to code very easily. Follow me for more for tips like this. Like my video, subscribe. Thank you. See you some other time. Bye.